Hello everyone, I am back, and I'm ready to fight my way through Lost Izalith and take on the Bed of Chaos. Gwyn help us all. I did duck back at the bonfire to level up once, put the point into Vitality this time, and now I'm going to drop the orange charred ring for the flame stone plate ring, because there isn't any more lava. I also rearranged my pyromancy. I switched back to my very large number of fireball spells because there's an enemy type in here that I am actually going to want fireballs against. But first I need to get past a lot of these guys. Also, if you look closely, you can sort of tell that the coloration on the real ones is a bit different from the coloration on the statues. They'll still mess with you in your peripheral vision, but you can at least tell them apart. The other problem is just that they are quite numerous in this area. This is the only area where I'd say these guys could potentially pose a real threat, because it's easy to get swarmed like this. Even then, they're not really that difficult. Though I managed to take damage. Huh. I may wind up, depending on how many attempts this takes, because the Bed of Chaos is probably going to take several attempts, I may wind up kindling the bonfire out after the centipede demon, so that I can have 10 Estus flasks instead of 5. And now I'm in danger of my longbow breaking. Well, after my next death, I'll quick repair my longbow. In the meantime, I'm just gonna fight my way past these guys using Quaylag's Fury Sword. Just regenerate. And I can mostly handle these guys by fighting patiently using run tactics. Because I can stun lock them, and even with Quaylag's Fury Sword, I still do enough damage to kill them before I run out of stamina. But yeah, these guys are just everywhere. I would guess that these were the people of Lost Izalith that were turned into demons when the Witch of Izalith, well, screwed up. Which does raise a weird question. If she's going to do this extremely dangerous experiment to create a copy of the First Flame, why do it inside of a city? Why not do it somewhere off in the middle of nowhere? Good, I can use that to repair my bow. Why not do it off in the middle of nowhere, where if something goes wrong, it's unlikely to hurt anyone? So it's great to my right Chaos Fireballs, and kill one of these guys. And that takes care of him. As I mentioned before, I'll explain exactly how this works later on. I don't need any pyromancy to deal with the... I don't need pyromancy or my bow to deal with the Bed of Chaos. Let's see what's up here. Up here is, I'm fairly certain, one of the daughters of the Witch of Izalith, with a unique Chaos sorcery. So... she also knows Great Chaos Fireball. So that might actually be something like Chaos Flame Orb. She also does not respawn. So once she's down, she's down. And she drops the Izalith Catalyst. This isn't reflected in gameplay, but this is based on the concept that I mentioned in the previous not the previous video, the video before last, about fire sorcery. That the Witch of Izalith pioneered flame sorcery, which is actually not quite the same thing as pyromancy, and is more similar to the sorcery that actual sorcerers like Logan use. After the Bed of Chaos incident, Quilana, who was the only one who escaped that unscathed, invented what we now know as pyromancy. Alright. This is not a mimic. Still gonna hit it anyway. It's just a good practice. And we get the Chaos Fire Whip, which is based on the regular Fire Whip, which can be found, I believe, in the Painted World of Ariamis, which I didn't go to, so I don't have that pyromancy. Now, the Bed of Chaos is a difficult boss fight. It's also a somewhat poorly designed boss fight, to the point where supposedly, I've never been able to confirm this, but allegedly the developers of the game apologized for the Bed of Chaos. The way it works is, instead of having normal health, it doesn't even have a boss health bar. The Bed of Chaos... So let's see if there's a... Okay, we slide down here. I believe we may take some unavoidable damage. Oh, it does have a boss health bar. Don't let the health bar fool you. The way this boss fight works is that there are 3 nodes. You need to destroy each node, but as you progress through the fight, the boss's attempts to stop you from attacking it will get more extreme. The first node is here on the left. Jump through, and we've destroyed the first route, and now the things will get more difficult. There is an exploit that we can use to make this fight less difficult, which is, normally, we would now need to get to the opposite side of the boss fight, running to the right, which is not exactly the path of least resistance. So instead, as soon as the cutscene ends, quit game. And quit to the title menu. I'm not kidding. Now, in a second, we'll see why we did this. So, alright, let's get back into the game. And we are outside the fog wall. Because that's what Dark Souls does if you are forced to quit the game to the start menu during a boss fight. It kicks you to just outside the fog wall. However, normally, it resets the boss's health to full, and so the idea is you just have to start the fight over. This will happen if, for instance, your frame rate drops too low during a boss fight and you get kicked out of online mode. However, against the Bed of Chaos, the nodes you have destroyed remain destroyed. Similarly, I believe even if you die, the nodes that you have destroyed remain destroyed. Yep, no node on the left, only a node on the right. Sprint to the right. Now, parts of the floor will start collapsing, attempting to trap you, and that giant flaming arm will come after you, and attempt to sweep you into the pits. This is why health and damage resistance do matter. Okay, and leap! And get hit anyway and die. You wonder why this is an unpopular fight. Back in a second. I'm back. I did end up kindling that bonfire, which means that yes, there have actually been several outtakes since the last time I spoke to you. But I am making progress. I am kind of getting the hang of this. I have beaten this boss before, but it's a very perplexing fight, so... Alright. There is a rumor going around, it's even on the Dark Souls wiki, that approaching this area at a walk rather than a run will prevent the sweeping attack from happening. That is untrue. However, what is true is that a shield with decent poise will, for the most part, prevent you from being... Decent poise and decent stability will, for the most part, prevent you from being swept into the pits if it hits you. And since the Hollow Soldier Shield also blocks 100% of physical damage, as long as I have my shield up when it hits me, I don't take damage, and I don't get swept into a pit. Alright, that's the second route, and that will cause the second Flaming Scythe Arm to appear. We've made it through the second stage, and we're on to the third one. Same strategy as last time. Yes, I'm sure I want to quit the game. Alright, and now log back in. Once again, we're logged back in and outside the fog wall. Take a quick swig. And proceed into round 3. Once again, unlike any other boss, the second route will also not come back if we die. The point of this is that teleporting outside the fog wall resets certain aspects of the fight without forcing you to fight your way back from the bonfire. The last stage requires us to go straight down the middle. Away. And die. Alright, we're back. I have in fact died several times since I destroyed the second route. It says that my armor is at risk. It is. I'll repair my armor after this attempt to win or lose. But it's from all the running over lava. Let's quick switch to the flame stone plate ring. Now we need to go straight towards the center. A hole will open up in the floor. We jump down that hole to get to a path that we can run along. We can see that route now. Sprint, leap! Almost had it. Drink. That is actually a variation on the Firestorm pyromancy that is entirely available to the player. Right away. Take some damage. Take a drink. We'll always do 2 of those, followed by a brief pause. During that pause, I can attempt this. And I made it. Now run straight for the center. Sprint, leap! And we're there. Almost. Just keep going towards the center. Once you're in the center, the boss can't damage you anymore. And in the center we see this, which I'm fairly certain is what's left of the Witch of Izalith after being trapped in here for so long. All we can do is attack it, and with one hit of any weapon, it's over. Lord Soul, a single humanity, and quite a few souls. Once it and yep, that would be 60,000 before equipping the. Let's investigate that Lord Soul. Which would be under this menu, to me saying to remember. Soul of Bed of Chaos, Mother of Demons. Soul of the Bed of Chaos and the Mother of all Demons. This Lord Soul was found at the dawn of the Age of Fire. The Witch of Izalith attempted to duplicate the first flame from a soul, but instead created a distorted being of chaos and fire. Its power formed a bed of life, which would become the source of all demons, and is more than enough to satiate the Lord Vessel. Which means we have all 4 Lord Souls. We are ready to finally go to the Kiln of the First Flame and confront the final boss. However, there is one last bit of preparation that I'm going to do as a part of this video, since it's associated with the Demon Ruins. So, that's the end for the majority of this. There will be one bit of bonus footage, followed by outtakes. So, I'll be back in a moment. Hello, everyone. Eagle-eyed viewers may already recognize where we are, and if you don't, I'll just tell you. we are at the shortcut to Lost Izalith. This is where we found the sunlight parasite before. There's something we need to do here now, before we can take on the final boss. These insect things creep me out a bit. They're not dangerous, though. They won't even attack you. What we're looking for is Solaire.
Was it all a lie? Have I done this all for nothing? Oh, my dear son. What now? What should I do? My son. My dear, dear son. Was it all a lie?
And he just repeats that.
Dear son.
Meeting him here and speaking to him is the last requirement to be able to summon Solaire for the final boss fight. So, yeah, he's very unhappy. If you don't collect the sunlight parasite and kill that monster, though, Solaire will find it, will put it on, and it will destroy his mind, and he'll attack you. So, yeah, you have to prevent it. You have to destroy his dream in order to save his life. That always makes me feel like a bit of a jerk. But, well, at least he gets to live. Anyway, with that out of the way, that is the end of this part. And I'm going to, aside from the numerous outtakes, because, well, Bed of Chaos. And after that, there'll be one last part in which I'm going to take on the actual final boss. So, until then, I love you all, and I'll see you next time. Enjoy the outtakes. Alright. Sprint. And this time it just killed me with damage. Well, that'll be an outtake. The problem with that attack, more than its damage, is its ability to send you flying. I'm still dead, though. Well, let's try that again. Alright. Ready to try round 2 in the Bed of Chaos. And there's a trick that that's been suggested to me that I'm going to test. You'll see in the outtakes, and you saw in my previous attempt that isn't an outtake that will have played by this point in the video, that there's this one sweeping attack that the Bed of Chaos does that keeps knocking me into pits. Allegedly, if you walk rather than run, it won't use that attack. That appears to be untrue. However, well, that's an outtake. Hello. Something I didn't know about. I reversed my hollowing so that I could kindle this bonfire, and Knight Kirk has appeared. I've been invaded by an NPC. And now he's dead. Even though, in all likelihood, I will lose the souls I just gained trying to deal with the Bed of Chaos, I'm going to go straight for the Bed of Chaos anyway. Switch back to the Flamestone Plate Ring. And my shield. Still having trouble getting past that sweeping attack. I know it's possible, but it is very difficult to get past that attack. And yeah, there is a reason why this boss fight is so despised. And it's how difficult it is to avoid being hit by that. That's an outtake. Back in a second. Alright. We're back at the fog wall. And yes, I have died since I successfully destroyed the second route. Anyway, for the third stage, a part of the floor will fall out, and we actually need to jump into it on purpose. And remember to equip the flame stoneplate ring. Yes, I am changing my equipment on the fly. I'm just that kind of guy. Those flames won't hurt us, don't worry. Oh, didn't have enough stamina to block that. Well, that's an outtake. Alright. Alright, we are back at the fog wall. I didn't just load up the save. You may notice I have several extra Estus Flask uses because I actually had to pop back to Firelink Shrine. And as we slide down this time, once we get toward that will happen, and the flames will not damage us. Alright, approach with the shield raised. Avoid that attack if possible. Take a drink. Take another drink. So in case you're wondering, if you tap the use button, which is E on the PC version, yep, and then the floor will collapse, and then you're supposed to try and land in the center of it, which is difficult to judge.